All right, so a brief overview of our Workforce Connect solution. First off, we'll start with our PTT Pro application. This is a push-to-talk application that's completely device agnostic to include any consumer-grade Android or iOS devices as well as Windows PC. Quite simply, if I need to reach out to a supervisor, it's as easy as selecting their name from the contacts list. When I do that, you'll see it illuminates in blue. This microphone button also illuminates in blue, and it's as easy as pressing and holding that button. And now I'm reaching out to my supervisor on his device. Okay.
Supervisor had that device on, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Now what they can do is, since there's a floor left open, right, they can simply press and hold that blue button on their device to respond, or they can utilize the hard button on the side of the device as well. What this negates is the need for that supervisor to go back into the contacts tab and find my name and then initiate the call again. Or if they're utilizing another application on that device, this communication can be kept in the background and they can utilize that hard button on the side of the device. They don't have to have that on-screen button to communicate. If I were to need to contact multiple individuals, it's the same process, but it's as easy as selecting multiple contacts. As you can see, I can select as many as I'd like, and the same process, holding that blue button down in order to communicate. But you'll notice that when I do so, when I select one or more contacts or any kind of talk group, this button illuminates as well. So I can send a text message in this application as well. That's going to be inclusive of text, image, or video. So noisy environments where verbal communication is not conducive at the moment, or if it's easier to snap a picture of a 10-digit SKU versus verbally communicating that, we see customers find a big value in that kind of efficiency. If you'd like to communicate with multiple individuals, you can also utilize the Talk Groups tab that's here. So these are set up based on the customer's environment and whatever makes the most sense for them. We always have an all-site or all-facility group. Underneath that, you'll also have subset of users based on role or responsibility, such as loading dock, maintenance, pickers, supervisory, so on and so forth. And it's the same process. You just tap in the contact or talk group you'd like to reach out to, and as you see here, it's the same process of just pressing and holding that button and speaking. And now you see all these devices have just received that communication. Going to go ahead and leave that call on the tablet, but on the handhelds, you'll see that they're still within that call. Along the left-hand side here, we have some presence available as well. So you can see red for busy, meaning that they are still actively engaged in a call. If I go ahead and end the call on those devices, refresh here, you'll see that now they're showing green, meaning I'm available to reach out to them to communicate, ask a question, get assistance with the task. Okay. Now, if we're in an environment where there's hundreds of individuals, managing a contact list can become quite cumbersome. So we do have the ability to select favorites. So if I have 5 or 6 individuals and a couple different talk groups I communicate with on a regular basis, I can leverage this tab to quickly find those individuals. Now again, compared to like a traditional radio system where, if we each had a walkie-talkie and I set mine down for 10 seconds or so and walked away and came back, I have no insight into the fact that somebody reached out to me. With this, I not only get a notification, I also can click into that notification and it saves a little mini audio snippet or voicemail, and I can replay that message and respond appropriately.
And you're initiating that from this Android device. You could be initiating a call or selecting talk groups from the mobile device as well, right?
Yeah, it's completely device agnostic, meaning any Zebra device, but anything Android or iOS based, as well as anything Windows based. Okay. Lastly, for PTT Pro, we have some locationing functionality outside the 4 walls, integration to Google Maps. Inside the 4 walls, it's going to be on the Contacts tab. It's going to be lists. It'll show up something like Fred Miller's on loading dock 2, Linda's in aisle 3, bay 5. That's based off the most recent AP ping, the friendly name of that AP. Quickly touching on our voice client, we're able to enable any Android device, Zebra or otherwise, with full duplex telephony, which sets our client apart. And keep in mind the user interface that you're seeing here is reflective of a tablet. It renders a little differently on a handheld, of course. But what sets us apart is the configurability and the flexibility. So one, this is a completely customizable user interface down to button placement. If you don't have a need for a redial, replace it with something else. You can throw a company logo up there. You can actually have up to 4 extensions assigned to one device. So dealing with staffing shortages, if I have another supervisor that calls in sick today, my dispatch person called in sick, as a floor supervisor, I can quickly go out to our profile client, select a different role, add up to 4 and have up to 4 extensions on one device at any given time. So don't need to have multiple phones. I can have push talk capabilities, up to 4 extensions, locationing, texting, all in my one device, consolidated device. So
Voicemail and otherwise too. Okay.
voicemail and otherwise.
Derek, thank you so much.
Absolutely.